howling at the moon. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it, many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. And I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Will you find me? Hope you find me. I'll be back home soon. When the sun rises, when the sun I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Catch me howling at the moon. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it, many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. And I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? Really good to see you all. You'll see today that Charlie, unfortunately, is just a static image. We couldn't get the video resizing thing sorted. It's still doing it. It must be like a weird bug with the plugin we're using. So I'm going to have to go to OBS and try and get that sorted out. But anyway, it is my absolute privilege to introduce you guys Charlie Sandin. He's the owner, the brains, and the craftsman behind CMS Calls, which is one of our sponsors actually. Charlie makes just about any call you want, but specializes in bird and predator calls mainly, as well as making some amazing looking fishing lures. On top of that, Charlie's crazy about shooting geese, crows, and loves fishing as well, which I guess is kind of how he got started. Today, towards the end of the stream, we're going to be giving away 5 of his awesome geese callers. And all you have to do is put exclamation mark CMS in chat, and then you'll go into the drawer. And then at the, towards the end of the stream, we'll roll it 5 times. And make sure you only do it once. I think it's set up so if you spam, you actually become ineligible to win. So make sure you don't put it in too many times. Yeah, and the contest is available worldwide, and it has nothing to do with YouTube. We have to say that these days, because otherwise we get, get in trouble with YouTube. So, Charlie, my man, how you doing, buddy? Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and mate, thank you very much for the support. Charlie was actually our first ever sponsor. Our first ever very sponsor. I met Charlie because this is the man. If you guys play Call of the Wild, this is the man whose geese calls are actually in the game, and also the sounds that you can hear, the in-game sounds, is Charlie calling. So that's how I met Charlie through some work contacts. So it's pretty cool. And if you actually look at the caller in the game Call of the Wild, you'll see his brand on the caller as well, CMS Calls. So yeah. So Charlie, let's get into it a little bit. How long have you been making calls, and how did it all start?
Yeah, it's time flies. I guess it's been like 17 years now from I started to make the first calls.
Hmm.
And I was from the moment I did see goose hunting. It was kind of early in my area. One guy got back from Australia, and he did do geese hunting differently than the Swedes do. So
Okay.
he put decoys out, and he did do calling, and I and a friend have been out and watched and hunting roebuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and we watched him hunt, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. So the night after that day, we did make decoys of silhouettes and painted them. And next morning we was out hunting geese, no calls or nothing. And the thing is, we got geese, and the decoys wasn't even dried. So we got all black and white from the decoys, and we put them out and we shot some geese, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
And after that, I started to do some research about calling, and I found a bunch of Americans that did do short-range calling. And I started to buy a lot of calls and collect them, and I was like, they're no good. It doesn't sound like they do on the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, I kind of figured that it wasn't the call that was the problem. It was me, because the calls are basically an instrument, and you need a lot of practice to manage them. So I did practice a lot, like every day, and I fell in love with the thing for geese calling and the passion for it. I was like hooked right away.
Yeah.
And
yeah. No, you can keep going. Sorry, man. No, that's cool.
Yeah, and after that, I spent a lot of money on calls, and in school I did read what do you call it? Mechanic.
A mechanical.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my friends was like, well, you're kind of technical, so you could, why don't you make them? And I was like, yeah, I haven't really think about it. So I started making them. And I can say they didn't turn out any good. And they didn't look good, and I couldn't get them to sound right. So I did just make more and practice, and took parts from my old calls and put together, and starting to figure the things out. I did call some call makers in the States and how they do, and basically that's how I did make a lot of friends back then.
Gotcha.
Call makers, and was on the forums on the internet. It wasn't much Facebook back then. It was forums and hunting forums, and you write over there and talked about calling, and that's how it started.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But basically, I was definitely hooked from the first time I did see it.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's cool. And let me just back up a second. How do Swedes traditionally hunt geese then, if they don't use decoys and a caller?
No, not really. Basically, they use a rifle and shoot them like one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Or they shoot them in a ditch flying by. So before they started with the decoys, they didn't have any. They just was on the right spot and stood there and wait for them.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the thing with callers now. Also, it's kind of new in Sweden, because in America they have like 5-6 generations that have been blowing calls.
Gotcha.
And,
Yep.
and in Sweden, we're perhaps in the second generation of call users. So that's the big difference.
Yeah,
and
huge.
Learning the instrument and how to blow, and I mean, it's people have used calls here also before, but it's not like in New Zealand or Australia or America.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I guess I should have just figured that's how they did it. But so Canada geese, are they were they introduced here, or they've just always been in Sweden as well?
No, they're introduced here.
Oh, they were. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't remember the date right now. But it wasn't too long ago. Actually, some of the first was put out in my area. It's a little bit hush because in the invasive species you can put them out, but now there's so many of them, so they're basically Swedes now.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Actually, there's a good question I'll take out of chat quickly. Because Swedes haven't been using callers for so long, do they react better over here than they do in America?
Well, I can say when we first started, it was super, super easy. Like, we didn't need to blow a call, and nobody could blow a call.
Yep.
And it didn't matter. They just flew right in right away. And during I have been doing hunting geese for like 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And for every year, it's been harder, and the geese in my area are kind of hard pressure because of the geese hunting. We hunt the same bird, so they get educated and they get harder to blow in.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Someone in chat said that apparently the first Canadian geese were introduced around 1930 for you, Charlie. There we go.
Okay.
So, well, how long is that? Nearly 100 years ago now. Jeepers. Look at that.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. Geese fly until you put some lead in them. That's cool, man. So, where we up to? You know, this is the thing that I really like about you, Charlie, is that you're always trying to push yourself and the technology, and you know, you're just a man that's always learning and always wanting to do better. I mean, like, since the time we met you 3 years ago, I mean, like, I won't spoil it for anyone, but like, run us through, you know, from the process. You know, you made your first caller, and now the technology you're using now to make, you know, the callers. Like, what sort of differences? Like, what did you use to make your first callers versus now, basically, I suppose?
Well, the thing is, when I first got started to make calls, I did a call and all by hand, and it did sound good. And I make another call, and it wasn't like exactly the same. So it did sound a little bit different, but it still did sound good. So that's basically the big difference. It's easy to make one call that sounds good. It's very hard to make 1,000 calls that sounds good and exactly the same.
Gotcha.
That's what I have learned during the years.
Yes.
That's basically the big difference. To make the one good call by hand and make several exactly the same.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha, man. Yeah.
You can tune them different and so, but still you can have them two stock calls and they're going to sound pretty much the same.
Yeah, I gotcha. But then, like you started on, like, what tools, like, because that's what I was trying to get at. Like, you know, like, I know you're using a 3D printer now, and you're using like AutoCAD and drawing programs and stuff. So, what did you start with making? Was it all lathe work, or did you do stuff by hand, or?
The first thing I did buy was a wood lathe.
Yep.
So that was the first thing, and then I did do hand grinding, and basically from there. And now I use a CNC lathe for parts, and I use 3D printer for prototyping, and I draw all my guts and inserts myself, and I've designed all my reeds myself, and laser cut them. And like the first 100 calls, I did hand cut the reed and hand file the guts. So even though if you use a jig, they're going to have small changes and differences, but now using this and I'm molding all the guts, they basically going to sound exactly the same. So that's the big difference. And with starting with the molding, I got crazy because plastics shrink, and when plastics shrink, the sound change. So you take a master and mold it, then it doesn't sound exactly as it did before you molded it because it shrink. So you need a master that isn't perfect, but after you mold it, it's going to be perfect.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's funny. You know what? I didn't actually know plastic shrunk, but I guess that makes sense. Because everything that's hot retracts when it cools. So
yeah. I mean, it's not a big shrink, but it still shrink.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome. And then, like, because the other thing you're telling me too is like you'd never used computers before, and then you talk.
No, I'm definitely not a fan of computers, but
Yeah, but you taught yourself
But the
how to
drawing
design them.
program.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what program do you use?
Fusion, I actually use.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
And I learned it by YouTube. A lot of YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's cool. So, was it? Do they have lessers and honker geese, or just one? What does that? Oh, you know what that means?
Yeah, I guess we have both Lesslers and Honkers, but you can't really tell them apart here. It's not like in America when they have groups with Lesslers. So we all just call them Honkers, even if they're different.
So what is a lessler and what's a honker then? Are they different types of geese or?
Honker is the big geese, and
Yeah.
Leslie is smaller ones.
Okay, a less. Okay, I gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, I had never heard that. I mean, I'd heard of a honker, but I'd never heard of a lesser before. So.
Yeah, there is giants, and I think it's like 12 different subspecies of geese.
Wow. Of Canada geese, is it or?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
And but here in Europe they're mixed it up, so they just go under Canada geese.
Gotcha. Yeah, that is cool. I'm always fascinated. Like, can you look at a reed now and work out and know what sound it'll make, Charlie?
I've gotten a lot better of it, but if I want to make a sound, I've learned by experience kind of how the tone board need to look like, and the reed too. I mean, a small one is going to be a high pitch, and bigger, longer, it's going to be lower pitch. But to get the same sound, you can go by like 100 different ways. So that's kind of also the problem with making calls, because there is so much different ways to get to the same results. But the way it can be very easy and user friendly, and if you take a bad road, it's going to be very hard to use, and so that's what you need to figure out.
Well, I guess it's I mean, because I've seen you and you said it before, but it really is a musical instrument. Like, I've watched you play it, and so I guess it's the difference between, like, say, a good guitar and a bad guitar, right?
Yeah. I guess so, and that's the thing. I've worked on a seagull call for several years.
A seagull call? I never even knew you could call seagulls.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And it works really well. The thing is, I've got the sound that I like, but it's so hard to use. So there is like no point of selling it to others. So I need to figure out a better way to get the same sound.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, so is it like what does the seagull call sound like? You hear them? Like, quack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get really crazy when they call them.
Yeah, okay. I never even thought about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, that's cool. Anyway, so, I know shooting geese is a passion of yours. Like, how did that start? Like, how did you go? Was it literally after watching that guy, or had you always? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. I've never really seen geese hunting before, so it was that I remember it so well.
Yeah.
I was like seriously hooked right away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's cool. It's like things in life sometimes you just look at and you're like, yeah, that's me. How do I get into that? That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. And running like home and making decoys, it was it's so funny really, but yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's yeah, I know what you mean. Um, yeah, I just want to recap, guys. Remember, we're giving away 5 of this man's lovely geese callers at the end of the stream. So exclamation mark CMS. You must be in chat when we draw them out. Otherwise, we'll re-roll for the winners. So that's the only little catchphrase for it. But yeah, they're great calls. So yeah. So like, how does somebody find a good place to hunt geese, Charlie? Is it like a lot of other hunting, like where you have to do some scouting and stuff, or like,
Scouting is the key.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Know where the geese is, know where they fly, know how they feed, and that's how they educate you how to hunt on that field and what will work that next day. So scouting is, that's what I do to make a success.
Yeah. So are they quite habitual birds? Like, do they stick to the same sorts of things every day, or?
Yeah, but they have changed behavior because before when we started this, we know if they was on the field in the morning and the evening, they was going to be on the same field the next day if they not have eaten all the food. But nowadays, with the hunting pressure have increased, they most definitely in my area, they have changed behavior. So they can jump for morning and evening and different fields. So they're much harder to read nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So then you may do some traffic. I mean, you know where they're going to fly, where they have the roost. So by hunting them where they pass, you know they're going to pass there. They're going to take a look. Then you don't maybe need to be exactly on the X.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
So that's have been a big change the few years.
Yep. Yeah, I gotcha. That's cool. It's funny because I never really ever think about birds in terms of tracking and stuff like that. I like, and because they don't leave footprints in the sky and things like that. Like it's I guess it just has, like you say, it has to be scouting really to make it work. So yeah, that's cool. I just want to back up a little bit actually, because I kind of forgot to ask you, like, you still hand make custom calls for people, right? And what are some of the products you make them out of? Because I don't know if you guys have seen his website. Was it CMS calls.com, right? I think there's actually a link in the description below, but go and have a look. And you make some really beautiful custom calls. And is it like you can everything from resin to like really rich wood colors and things, right?
Yeah, I make both. I mold the resin calls and mix different colors and stuff, and I use wood to make calls, and buffalo antlers and elk antlers and moose antlers to make inlays in the calls.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like, they're a work of art. I've seen a lot of them. So if anybody's in the want something special, because remember, like, callers are for life, really, aren't they, Charlie? Unless you lose them. So they make a great gift, and also they're like a very personal item. So it's
and that's I really enjoy making custom calls because you get usually you get a different kind of feedback from it, and I put a lot of time to making them.
Yeah, I gotcha. That's awesome. That's very cool. So hang on, I just had to backtrack a bit there because I was meaning to mention about them because, like I say, they really are a work of art, and they deserved a little bit of a spotlight time there for them. So it was cool. So, like, what is it like once you found where you're going to, set up for the geese, Charlie? Like, what's a good setup these days? What sort of blinds do you use, and like, how many decoys do you have to use?
Well, that changed too during the season, and how many geese there are, how many the hunting pressure. I'm trying to not to make a pattern. So we say first day of the season we maybe use like 6 decoys,
Yes.
and the last day of the season, usually when the snow comes here, the geese migrate and pass by. I use 150 to
Oh,
200 decoys.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the difference. And uh, you know, you can change the setup to from right in the center of the field to find something to hide behind. You can use like stand-up blinds and make a cover in something that you disappear in. So I'm just trying to make it different every time, and not using a pattern, because what worked the day before probably aren't going to work the next day, because there is a big chance you're hunting the same geese.
okay.
So I'm that's what I'm trying to think of when I set up the hunts.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's super complicated, eh? It really is. Well, there's a lot to it, I suppose, to be efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, and nowadays with kids and work, before I didn't care as much. I could just be out for, I mean, learning and cool air. I still learn, but now when you're out, you want to have some kind of success.
Yeah.
And I have my kids with me, and they get so disappointed when we fail.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, we don't have to shoot geese, but at least we will want them to come in and have a look.
Yeah.
That's definitely a goal. And nowadays I didn't shoot many geese this season. I actually shoot them with the camera, and it's so much fun to do that, pushing to the next level and get the perfect pictures and get the shot pictures. And from I did invite some friends and have the camera take the picture of the faces right after they shoot their first geese, and the expression, it's like I get goosebumps now by talking about it.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen some of your pictures in social media this year. You got some great ones.
Yeah, I'm still learning, but yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it, because I kind of shot my fair of these
Yeah.
years.
Yep. Yeah. It's cool. I think a lot of people kind of transition that way, even with deer hunting and stuff. I think they kind of like appreciate the animals more and more,
Yeah.
and then just get kind of towards the other end of the spectrum with hunting. So
Yeah, and the things, it gets so much more easy to remember with a
photo.
picture on
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, I would too. That's awesome. So how long does it take you to set up 200 decoys?
Usually the spread goes kind of fast. So the first thing we do is set up the blind, and when we're done with that, we put some camo on it or natural things to get it to blend in. Then we do that again, and then we do that again. So we cover the blinds 3 times before we're ready with the blinds. Doesn't matter if it's stand-up blind, lie-up blind. We do it 3 times, and then we put out the decoys, and the thing is with the decoys, you may have to change them during the day if you see that the pattern doesn't work and you need to change something to get the geese to land where you want and be able to shoot them, or you need to change the blind. So during the day we can have changed the spread and the blinds like 3 or 5 times before we find what is working that day.
Yeah, okay. And so what sort of things do you change? Is it like do you have to put them in specific patterns, or like
well, kind of, you want to have something to caught them and to get them interested and things like that, and you maybe need to fix some spots that aren't any decoys, so they have space to land, or things like that, or the wind change. Then you need to change the spread or the blinds, because the geese wanna land up to the wind. So if the wind change, you have to follow that. It doesn't work otherwise. And maybe you the sun go up and you are like, I don't see anything. You need to change it, even though if you think of everything in the morning, it's so easy to just forget or not thinking of the wind or something like that.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I maybe I'm stupid, but like I just never imagined it to be such a complicated thing, you know. I thought just, you know, put blind out, put decoys out, start calling, but it's sounds like you're always playing checkers with them, or, you know, or chess or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and the more you learn, the more confused you get.
I can imagine so. So, like, what's like? Let's everyone wants to hear like some of your calls, I think, Charlie. So, like, what sort of calls do you use? You know, like, run us through some of the calls and when you use them. Basically, I know you got a caller there, so I'm looking forward to this part.
Yeah, basically, when you call, you want to have it simple, and if the geese are coming in, you don't need to call like crazy. I mean, just keep it as simple as you can. Listen to the geese. If the geese do honks, do honks. If the geese do clucks, do clucks. If they do moans, just follow. They are the ones that's telling you what to use that day.
Okay, cool.
So try some sound out, and when you get them to react, keep on that sound.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So you're gonna run us through some of those beautiful sounds?
Yeah, I can try to.
Let's see. Everyone's here. That is,
like that.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That is cool, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Everybody in chat's loving it too, dude. So that's awesome. And like I say, it even sounds great through what we're listening to now, you know. So it's a shame that you can't see Charlie actually doing it. Like, he really puts his whole body into it, and it's it's like, you know, you watch like a guy playing the saxophone or whatever. It's the same thing. So
yeah, it's really hard to sit still and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a really beautiful thing. It's cool. And so just to recap on that. So basically, you're trying to listen for the geese, and that they tell you what call to use.
Yeah, no exceptions. That's what I'm doing. And if they don't want or on its way to you, you're not on the exit or something, then I throw everything out and just make a wall of sound, so I get the reaction. And as soon as they, oh, there's something there, something is going on the right here, I'm going to check that out.
I gotcha.
Then I'm going to keep on that sound, if it's moan or clucks or whatever.
Yeah, I gotcha. So can you run us through the individual calls? Sorry. So what have you got? A cluck, a moan, and a honk. Are they the three main ones? Are they?
Yeah, the honk is basically a moan cluck,
Okay.
and the cluck is the end of the honk, and the moan or the start.
Okay. So run
So
us through those.
Is, and the cluck and the moan are just the start.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Put them together, you have the honk.
Yeah, that is cool. And then, so do you have like a calling pattern, or you just like kind of freestyle it and go with whatever sounds good at the time?
I'm guessing at the start I tried to learn a routine. I was over to the state and tried to compete over there.
Yeah.
So nowadays you kind of get muscle memory, so it just flows and you have your rhythms that you do.
I gotcha. And it's probably, like you say, like a musical instrument. If it sounds good, you're probably doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's.
And when you get the reaction, you're like, yeah, yeah, I'll keep doing this one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That's very, very cool. And yeah, so again, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about the giveaway. Exclamation mark CMS in chat will get you in the drawer. And then just as we're going to wrap up, we will give away the 5 callers today. So that's courtesy of Charlie here at CMS Calls. So yeah, get in there. So what, like, you hunt other birds too, right, Charlie? So crows, is there anything else?
Yeah, I hunt crows. Basically, crows and geese is the big ones, and some foxes.
Gotcha. I gotcha. So, like a crow setup, is that as technical as a geese setup?
It's I would say even harder.
Really?
Yeah. The crows are so smart. We have hooded crows here and ravens, and they pick up everything from. I mean, you can't leave the car so they can see them. So the crows are even harder to get us success with.
Crazy. And so what does a good crow setup look like then?
Yeah. Basically, I'm using kind of the same technique, but I can use a pizza basket for attention. I can use fox decoys for attention. I can use up to 30, 40 decoys. I can use a stuffed decoy for a crow and put out. I use owls to put up in the tree and get them to react on that. So basically it's more complicated here to hunt the crows than the geese.
Okay. When you say pizza box, do you mean literally a pizza box?
Yeah, exactly. What haven't seen? Have you seen bird?
Can you buy those from Bass Pro? How does one get one of those? do you make these?
No, sorry. No, but that's all about attention to it. So you can use the pizza box. It works great because every crows react on the pizza box.
That's crazy. So what do they like about it? They just know it's food, or what do they do?
Yeah, it's the food. And they really come to it. So you can put them out if you have used the decoys for a while. Put out the pizza basket and shoot them. I mean, a good morning you can shoot like 20 hooded crows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's cool. I mean, Yorna and Chat there and Hosen, they're both in Finland, but I mean, I saw a lot of crows when I was over there the other day. He's saying they're basically begging to be shot over there, so maybe they don't get shot in Finland. I don't know, but or maybe they just know you don't have a gun, so yeah, yeah. Because I used to shoot some magpies when I was a kid with an air rifle.
Yeah.
And they are really smart too. Like
Yeah.
you had to go so slow and and make sure you weren't seen to get. I mean, you know how close you have to get with an air rifle, right? So yeah, they were really good fun to hunt. Actually, I enjoyed those. But they're not the. You've probably seen them, the Australian ones, not the scat or whatever they're called over here.
Yeah.
The different ones. So that's cool. So crow calls then. Let's run through some crow calls. Is it all just like a one call for them, or do they have different ones too?
I have different ones. For crows, I use just one call.
Yeah. That's awesome.
See what I have here.
That sounded awesome.
Yeah. I put the other one on. Yeah, and I use some distress sounds for crows, and I use magpie, shatter, and distress too.
Okay.
So that's basically what I use crow hunting.
Okay.
And depending with the setup, if I use a owl or a fox, well, then I'm going to use a distress sound.
Okay.
And if I use decoys, I use the crow call, and you can bring them in, and then you can use the shatter for comfy sound from the magpies.
Okay.
They get really comfy of that.
Okay. Can you make that noise? How does that sound?
No, I have put the call on a good place.
Oh, okay. In one of the safe places?
Yeah,
I gotcha.
very safe.
I gotcha.
I was sure I had it here.
Hey, it's all right. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, even that crow call, maybe you just got a pet crow there and you just gave it a poke, right?
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Yeah, no, sorry, I just got to get chat for a second. Hosen, the giveaway is for geese callers today, yeah. So, it was cool. That's cool. So, let's get into predator hunting then.
Okay.
Yeah, like what, how did you get into fox calling? Was that just like something that came off, liking the idea of using call? Because that's kind of what I'm getting, right, is that you like the idea of using calls to get animals.
That's my things. Yeah. And using a decoy and basically that's mostly what I've been like calling animals to sit still in the woods and wait for moose or sneak up of them. It's not giving me the same thrill as talking to them, so hunting for me is use calls.
I got you. So it's that whole game, really, isn't it? It's the actual like being able to outsmart them to get them to come in. That's you get the thrill.
And you can change their reaction, like on the geese. You can have them like talk to you and be like happy to see you, and you shoot them, and then you can call them back and it's safe. You can come back now. It's really safe, and we have a lot of food.
Yeah.
And they will turn back, and you can like try to shoot them again. But it's the reaction, and you can get the reactions you want, and that's the thing I think is so fascinating.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's I mean, I've said it a few times, but it is just an art. It really is. Like, it's quite a complex thing. It takes a lot of practice to be good at, but it's done right. It's beautiful. So.
Yeah. And it's basically an instrument. It doesn't matter what animals you're going to call. You still need to do it with the passion, because what animal would come up to you if they figure out it's a hunter with a call.
Yep.
You need to be natural get them to get curious and come in.
Yeah, yeah, I gotcha. That's cool. And so fox calls. I know this is a bit of a specialty for you because you make some different ones and a lot of different predator calls, actually, right?
Yeah, I have different ones, and the thing now is mating season coming up, so I have a mating call.
Yep.
It's a little bit tricky to learn, but easy when you will learn it, and it sounds something like this. And it really works.
So is that a female or a male imitation?
That's a male, and it's actually a mix of both. The whoa 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 tree is female.
Okay, and so does that attract like males as well because they come in to fight for it, basically?
I would say it will. Basically, I would say it will get the boat curious because it's mating season and they don't want to miss a chance for mating.
I gotcha.
So that's a really excellent call to use mating season. The thing is using like a distress call. Now it's mating season. It will not work as good or not at all. So that's the thing with fox. You need to change the sound during the season.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's cool.
And after mating season, they're like really starving. Then they need they want to get on the bigger prey. So then you use hard distress.
The what's the here call, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we have.
I can hear the lanyard jiggling. Going through your 50. Yeah, that is cool. And so how often, like, how do you know where to set up for foxes, and then how often do you do that call?
Well, when I set up for fox hunting, I'm wanna set up in a area that I know they pass or a open area, and when there is something for the fox is they want to have something to follow, a ditch or something. So I look for that on a field, something like that, where they can come from and where I think they're going to come from. Then before I do any calling, I just sit for like 5 minutes quiet, and then I don't go like crazy on the call. I do some small quiet sounds, and I wait for about 2 minutes. Then I do a sound and I can do something louder, and then I wait for 3 minutes. Then I do something little more loud and wait for a reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the thing. And usually they come kind of fast, like after 20 or 30 minutes it's done. If I haven't come, then you can move to another place and do another calling session.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun evening or morning, I guess.
Yeah, and it's kind of perfect if you just have an hour of spare time on the morning or something, and you can go out and do some fox calling, and you don't need the big setup with decoys and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And so you have so like, because I know you've got more than 2 calls for foxes, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of fox calls. And after that, it's like the summer. Then you need something a little more quiet. Then you do a mouse distress. that's for the young foxes.
Yep.
They don't want to sneak up on something big where there is a chance for a bigger fox or something that's going to eat them. So for the young foxes, we use a little bit quiet, small sound.
I gotcha.
And then later on, we have an open reed call for the late summer and starting of the fall.
So is that more a rabbit, that one?
That's a more bird distress, I would say,
Okay.
or a rabbit, something there. And after that, we use when it get like winter and stuff, and they starting to get real hungry. You start with the rabbit distress again, and then it's mating season. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how we do. And now I'm working on some more open reed calls because here in the winter the reeds freeze.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean it's below 20 and you're out on the field and you got one call and you are like can't blow it because it's freeze. So then I've worked on some open reeds ones and different style of calls. So that's also why you maybe need different calls.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, like, just for the Americans watching too, that most of those will work for coyotes and stuff, and it's probably almost the same philosophy, I'm guessing.
Yeah. You definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people in the community that are after coyotes quite regularly, actually. So, yeah, that's cool. I never, again, I mean, I just thought a predator call was a predator call, and I thought, the jackrabbit call would work all year round. And maybe it does, but it's if there's more effective calls to use at different times of the year, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's also the fun part of it. To have it change during the year, you're not doing the same thing. And the foxes are very smart. I mean, they learn the jackrabbit sounds. So if you have spooked him, so you maybe didn't see him, but he did notice you, and he was like, yeah, that's a hunter.
Yeah.
So the next time, perhaps you need to do some different sound. I mean, a bird distress or something different, so he can't resist just to take a look.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And that's really what it's all about. And I mean, for mating season, and just follow the change during the year and try to outsmart them. And sometimes it isn't that easy.
Yeah. Again, it's just a whole lot of fun, isn't it? Really, like I say, you're always playing chess with them. Whatever species you're hunting, you're really got to be on your A game then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So do you keep any of your fox skins or anything, Charlie?
No, I don't. I have a stuffed fox that I use for mating season at times, just to get them something to look at.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, I'd love to get a fox skin one time. I got a beaver skin done this year, Charlie. So I just kind of like.
Yeah, they're warm.
Yeah, they're quite beautiful. Well, some of them are beautiful too. I've seen some of them, and they're really not very beautiful. So the mangy ones that they get over here. So.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, no, it is. So no, that's cool. And then, what are some of your future plans? Like, do you have any stuff you're working on or wanting to improve?
Yeah, I'm hoping to release a red deer stag call
yes, please.
this season.
Yes, please.
I know you wanted that for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan for the year. And then I have some foxhole that I also work at, just to pushing forward. And I'm really happy about people getting to know me, and they are like, have you think of this sound, and could you make this sound? And I'm always pushing forward to get more calls out there, and like do the sounds that aren't existing really, and try to develop that. So that's the fun part of it.
Yeah.
And and that was the thing that pushed me forward in the beginning too, that it was maybe two guys that did buy a call and they didn't sounded exactly the same.
Yeah.
And nowadays perhaps not, but the difference is so small now, it's like exactly
It's
the same.
more about how you blow it now rather than the instrument. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's have been really pushing me forward to get to that point.
Yeah, I gotcha. The I actually going to say too, because you make like a turkey call basically, right? A mouthpiece for the cluck.
Yeah, for the foxes.
Yeah, and like, have you thought about making those mouth reeds for? Well, would they work for the elk?
Yeah, I guess they would. I don't have any so much elk in my area, so I
No.
haven't had a chance
Well,
to test it.
Well, the only reason I'm asking is I know that the call, like those calls that they have in America, they don't seem to last very long. Like people go through quite a few because they dry. I don't know what they're made out of over there. So there's a market there as well for for elk hunters that have a good long lasting reed call. So that might be something to think about, because you hand make that as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, imagine you American guys having one of those that don't wear out on you. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. So, fishing, Charlie. So,
Fishing.
That's been a long, like, there's no calling fish, right?
No, not yet.
No, not yet, he says. Not yet. It's still trying to work that caller out.
Yeah.
No, tell us about fishing, mate. It's I guess you started as a young guy, like a lot of Swedes.
Yeah, with fishing, I was like 12 or something when I started to fish pike. And that's the main thing I'm fishing. So I'm going to be out this weekend and do some ice fishing.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, with the lures that I started with was have something to fill up the spare time, and it's kind of a hobby to get, I mean, some release from call making, as I do basically calls every day now, and sometimes it can just be a release to do something different, but still it's a craftsmanship, I would say.
Yeah, I gotcha. So I'm just going to quickly flick over if I can here. Where did I put that? It should be up. Where is it? Preview shots. Display case. Is this going to work? Oh, it is, apart from Charlie's picture there. Hang on, let me just drag this up over the top of here. There we go. So we're just on your website at the moment, Charlie. So I'm showing them your fish lures that you started making. So run us through those. I'm looking at the picture of 3 here.
Yeah, I make both soft lures, and I make some hard ones now from wood, and it's just great fun to make lures and to get something on something you made yourself.
Yeah, I can understand that. And like, what are they made? Like, obviously the wood ones are made out of wood, but what are these made out of? Like, what sort of What is it?
Plastisol.
Okay, plastisol. I don't know what that is in English, but they look.
Me either, but yeah.
It's plastisol is what it is. So it's cool. But no, they look really nice, and they look like the movement on them would be very nice too.
Yeah, it got a thrilling walk in the water with the tail like moving both big and slow.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And you fish them both in the surface and you can have lead on them so they go deeper and you can fish them at 10 meters.
Yeah, yeah. No, they look.
Yeah.
And some people have caught some pretty big fish on them, from what I saw already.
Yeah, I have a fishing crew that fish for me and compete for me, and I make both the soft lures and the hard ones of oak for them. So it's great when they do competition. The last competition, the crew did got second in, I think. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just
Yeah.
quickly flicking through there. Your awesome custom geese callers too, there, mate. But yeah, that's awesome, man. It's really good, and it's like I say, is I'm always impressed at you like innovating and making new things. Like you weren't making fishing lures 3 years ago, and now you got like
No.
another, you got another line of products to do now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very very cool, man. And I just run over to here that you make awesome roe deer callers as well, actually, which I need to get one off you. For hopefully we're going to France this year. Let's see what COVID has to say about that. But that's a plan. So that'd be very cool to get some of those if possible. So
Yeah.
very cool. Now the like sorry, I like ice fishing. I haven't. Actually no, I did. I did it in Switzerland. But is that like is there much difference in fishing here in Sweden between summer and winter? Like, do the fish slow down? Do you have to use different baits, or like what's the difference?
We use dead bait on the winter for fishing.
Yes.
But difference, and we use like 10 rods. That's mainly the big difference, and you put them out and then you eat and do fika.
Oh, so it's a nice social event then.
Yeah,
I
most
like that.
definitely. You
I
have
like that.
kids with you and things like that.
Yeah, I like that. There's no ice down here yet, still. So, oh mate,
We just got the ice here at yesterday or 2 days ago, so it isn't thick,
No.
but we have to be out.
yeah, it's a bit scary. I mean, I was looking at some photos from 5 years ago, whatever it was, and like you could have driven a car on it already. It was really thick down here. So, yeah, but. Some people have said that often it doesn't hit till February properly anyway, so I'm not sure if that's true or not. Hey, actually, I'm going to grab you because there's some people here saying they want to start geese hunting, but it's pretty expensive. Do you have any like tips for making decoys or anything they can do to get in on a budget?
Yeah, start making silhouettes, just black and whites, nothing fancy. Just black and whites have worked for 100 years, so I mean, some cheap plywood and cut up silhouettes, buy a cheap camo net. And the thing is that when I buy gear, if I buy a layout down, if I buy a camo net or something like that, the first thing I do is spread it out and put mud on it and brush it out so you don't get any reflection from it and UV light. So that's most important. The camo thing is more important than having 200 decoys, because I most definitely kill geese with 12 or 6 decoys in the starting of the season. So it will work, and just fill that up with some homemade silhouettes, black and whites. Well, you have a success.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And like, what sort of numbers will you get coming into decoys? Like, what's the average flock size?
I mean, starting off the season, you have. It really depends. We most of the times we hunt like 200 geese at the morning, and we're trying to get 10%. So that's the plan. And if we get the 10%, we're happy about it.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
And I think the 200 is a good number to use the time to set up and just being out there. If it's less geese than that, it's too much work for small chances. So I like to keep it around 200 or more.
I gotcha.
And with the big flocks, like really big flock, if it come 300 geese at the time, it's like 600 eyes that going to spot the wrong thing and they're going to flare off.
Yeah, I gotcha. So if you get a big flock coming in, you're actually doing it really correctly then.
Yeah, but if you're going to hunt the same day, same geese the next day, we probably wouldn't shoot them.
I gotcha.
Just not to try to educate them.
Yeah, that's it's pretty. That's like good long-term thinking. Do you think Charlie Sandin 10 years ago would have done that?
That was a trick question. No, I had a little more of a trigger finger back then. Yeah.
Yeah. Barrel's not glowing yet. It's fine. Yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's awesome. And so, like, what other things? What other things are you looking at getting into? Like, you seem to always be looking for new stuff. Like, have you got, another hobby coming in you're interested in, or do you want to come and shoot some bows at some stage? Like, what's the crack, man?
No, I'm really loving taking pictures now, so
yeah,
I can definitely join in on a bow hunt and take some pictures. I mean, I think it's so great to take a great shot with the camera.
Yeah, it's cool, man. But like, I mean, you can just come and shoot some targets too. You don't have to come hunting. Have you shot bows before?
It's I guessing it's a lot about practice when you need to bow hunt. I don't know if I have that much time to start over on a new hobby.
Yeah, I know. It's actually maybe it's dangerous because I think archery will be something you'd get hooked into as well, to be honest. Because
you see, I keep with camera.
yeah, especially because you seem to be like someone that likes to master something, that's kind of what I enjoy about archery too. It's like kind of meditation, it's not a high skill set. You can shoot pretty easy, with after a couple of weeks, pretty good. Sorry, but then after that, the refining of everything and. Being able to.
That's the dangerous part, to do something like 200% instead of 100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a thing I have.
Yeah. Have you heard of dive bomb calls?
Yeah.
Everybody's going crazy about them in chat. So, there we go.
Yeah, they're great. They have silhouettes and they have socks too, I think, and. They're great decoys. You can't buy them here in Sweden, but if you're not important by yourself. But yeah, I would say they work perfectly fine.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's cool. That's very cool. Do you still try and compete in any calling stuff?
No. I've put the competing on the shelf. Actually, it's Yeah, I do practice at times, but that's more because I enjoy it and not for competing.
Yeah, I got you,
And
man.
I can hear some. I want to make that sound. That's the sound. That's the sound I want to do. And then you have to practice. There is no cheating that. So yeah, sometimes just do it because you want to get better.
Yeah, I got you, man. I mean, I keep
Pushing
saying,
forward.
yeah,
Pushing forward.
that's right. But I keep saying it's a musical instrument, right? So
Yeah, most definitely.
you gotta keep going on it. So yeah, that's cool, guys. Don't forget, there is a giveaway today for 5 of Charlie's awesome geese calls. So just put !CMS in the chat. You only need to do it once. If you do it more than 2 or 3 times, I think it was 3 times, then you actually become ineligible. It has like an inbuilt spam filter on it. It's nothing to do with me. It's just the way the setup is for it. So !CMS will get you in the draw for that. And towards the end of the podcast, we'll draw out the 5 lucky winners. You must be in chat to claim the prize. So yeah, that's cool. So Charlie, I mean, again, man, like, thank you so much for supporting us in the channel. Like I say, you were I think the first person I reached out to, and you were more than happy to get involved. So that was, it's really appreciated, man. It's nice to have the support like that. So,
Of course, you make great work. Love what you do.
yeah, no, thank you very much. And yeah, we got to get that red deer caller sorted out.
Yeah.
I really want to go and I mean, there's a chance I'm actually going to be in New Zealand for the Raw in April, but we'll see how that pans out because of COVID and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's good times, and I like talking to you because every time I talk to you, you're like, oh, I've just got this new thing. Oh, I've just got this new thing. You know, like it just comes to you, and yeah, it's interesting to learn all about it. And you know, like I say, is I never knew geese or all the things you hunt actually are so technical with the calling aspects of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty impressive, man. It really is. So can we hear a goose chorus again one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a good blast. Oh, that is awesome, man. That is too good. And I guess your family probably can sleep through this stuff now, can they?
Yeah, probably. They don't wake up.
They always dream about geese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing when I do develop new sounds, I sometimes put sound on repeat, so I sleep through the night listening to it, so I get it in my mind and get it like natural.
Really?
And yeah, and my wife is like, are you really going to listen to that? Yeah, but it's Australian magpie goose, and how is I'm going to learn it if I don't listen to it? So I put it on repeat and sleep through the night and listen to it.
Jeez.
And she like, you're crazy for real.
Do you have headphones in, or does she hear it as well?
Both. I think. So, yeah. Should be. It's a little bit crazy.
Oh man, that is crazy. That is really crazy. I'd like wake up, like crazed. I think I'd be like hypnotized by it.
Australian magpie goose, yeah, but that's the hard way to learning it. I mean, it's no joke. You get it in your mind, and then when you're trying to develop the sound, you have it in the back of your head, and yeah, it's something like this. Then you don't have to like listen to it on the computer, because you have listened at it so many times during the night.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it's really crazy, but it works for me.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. I mean, like that is pure dedication, right? Like
Yeah, crazy or
it's
not, but
yeah, impressive and crazy. Yeah, yeah. Ah, dude, that is amazing, man. It really is, and like I think really that's what it takes. Like it doesn't like if you look around the world, right? Someone that's really good at what they do, they always have these little extra things they do. You know, like that other people just wouldn't do. Like, there's no way I'd do that. You know, like I value my sleep too much and my sanity. You know, I think I would go bonkers listening to
yeah,
that all the time. So, yeah, that's very impressive, Charlie. I got to say. So,
yeah.
oh, it's good, man. It's very good. So the next section, Charlie, we take a look at some of the trophy shots from the community. We haven't done it for a few podcasts, so I'm trying to catch up on it a little bit. And
Okay.
so I think you'll be able to. You're watching the stream as well, right, on your laptop, so you
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
able to see some of them. So
I see it.
I'll flick it over and we'll get into these. So this is. If you're watching this, you don't know what it is. We have a Discord server for community, and it's basically like a big chat room where it's got lots of different channels and rooms, and you know it's got everything in there from fishing to survival, cooking, archery, firearms. You know, whatever species you're looking for, there's a channel for it. We've got a whole bunch of different people in there, a lot of them with some really good expertise. So come and get involved. There is a link in the description below. Come and join us. And then, yeah, like I was saying, it's hunting season at the moment. We try and celebrate our community, and this is some of their harvests. And you know, we are the meat hunters. So what better way to start off with this doe by O3? His name is. I don't know his real name, but he's been having a really good season actually. I think it was his first season that he shot 2 deer in one season. Yeah, congratulations, dude. This is Almighty YouTube, I guess, with his buck this year. Really beautiful buck, man. You got to be super duper happy with that. That smile, I think, says it all, to be honest with you. So, congratulations. And next we got Bottom Boy, who's an absolute champion. He started trapping just recently, and he got him. He's showing you his beaver, so you know this is probably R18, really. But you know, no, it's good. And congratulations, Bottom Boy. I think you did. He's fleshed this one out and keeping the skin from it, dude. So congratulations, it's awesome. And then the other thing which is really cool, and you might like this one, Charlie. He managed to trap a black coyote. This just recently, actually, probably 3 weeks ago or something, right? Bottom Boy, I think. So I think he said it was a young male, and it's a beautiful skin on it, which again he's kept. Because have you ever seen black foxes, Charlie?
No, we was going to do a reportage for a magazine a few years ago, but it ended up that we didn't do it. The plan was that we was going to call in a black fox that have been spotted in right above you in Stockholm, in Uppsala.
Yeah, cool.
So we had it as a mission, but I don't really know what happened. I was kind of busy at the time with my day job, so I think we didn't find a date that worked for both of us, so it didn't end up. But yeah, that was the plan. I would love to try to call in our black fox. That would be great.
Well, one of the first foxes I ever saw was like, it wasn't a black fox, it was like some crazy mix thing. I don't know if you know the ones I mean, kind of like a mix of all different colours. Not a red one anyway, and not pure black, so I don't know what the technical term is for those, but yeah, that's very cool to see.
We call them koshrav.
A koshrav, so is that cross?
Yeah.
Cross fox, yeah, okay, there we go, that's cool. So yeah, anyway, nice coyote, Bottom Boy, and I hope that skin turns out good for you too. So next one we got Dawson Palmer with a unicorn buck. So if you look in the front, I think I can use the mouse, but here, look at this. It's got like a random third, I don't know if it's a whole new antler or just a new tine, but coming out just behind its eyeball. That must hurt a little bit, I'd have to say. So that's going to be a very cool trophy to have on the wall, man. So congratulations, Dawson. Super duper nice buck. Next we got Dilly Can, absolute champion, getting himself some meat for the freezer daily. Congratulations, bro, and he's a a long time community member. So thanks, Dills, appreciate it, dude. Now we've got Instinctive Archer. He shot himself a hare. Now I'm not sure what sort of hare this is. Was it a rabbit? Pretty sure he just said it was a hare, but I don't know what species they have in the area that he's in, so I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll fill me in probably after he's watched this. And of course, he was on our podcast last time, actually, so you can just flick back and have a listen to him. He makes his own trad bows. Very cool dude. So there we go. It's a snowshoe here, it is. All right, I was going to guess, but I wasn't sure. And then the other thing I thought was cool is that I've never seen black squirrels before, but apparently they're quite common in his area. And he's going to give them have a try at taxiderming them, because they're very, very cool. Like, they must be super hard to spot, actually, because everything's so white, and then the only thing that's dark is the trunks, and I guess you see them running along the ground, you might be quite lucky, but yeah, it's all good. Killer Cole. Here we go with a nice little buck there. Congratulations, Killer Cole. Super duper happy and proud of yourself, and so you should be, man. Another one for Killer Cole. He got himself a black bear. I don't know if it's your black bear, your first one or not, but you've been having a great season, man. Congratulations. Kudu Hunter, one of our only South African hunters, actually got himself here. I think it was a golden wildebeest. Absolutely beautiful animal. He said it was one of his dream animals to get because of the fur variation on it, and absolutely wrapped for you, dude. Congratulations, man. It's very, very cool. So Steve, PY Steve, he's a long-time member as well. This is his son. I think this was his first buck. Now, Steve will correct me if I'm wrong here, but super cool. And I think, from memory, the antler fell off and hit the ground. Or was that it coming down? No, sorry, there. I think it's coming down there. That's actually the antler there, I think. It's not the ear. From memory, we're going to find out soon anyway. Yeah, there it is. So there it is, Euro mounted on the wall. But I thought it was a very unique buck. And, that's a very cool one to get if it is his first one, because, it's such a funky one, man. It's really, really cool. So, next one here is Silver Ridge. He got his very first buck this year. It's a mule deer as well. So Silver, congratulations, dude. It's a job well done, and you've got to be super happy with yourself. And be proud, man. That's an awesome achievement. So it was Squirrely. I think we got a couple in here for you, dude. You got yourself some nice meat for the freezer. That looks like an absolute horse of a doe. I bet that just about filled most of the freezer up, that one. And then Squirrely with a rabbit. I've seen he's been, I think he shot some other rabbits as well, actually, with a different gun. But congratulations, Squirrely, Matt. Thank you for being part of the community. Turkey Chaser with this absolute stud, man. What a beautiful deer, dude. You got to be super happy with that. I'm looking forward to seeing that one on the wall as well. And now, Charlie, something you're probably a little bit more interested in, some ducks for Van Dango. I can't remember if we showed these last time or not, so I wanted to put it in just to make sure. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's been probably a month since we've done this last time, so if I've missed anyone's trophy shots out, apologies. Some of them I couldn't put in because they were a little bit too gory for YouTube, so I tried to pick out the the more PG looking ones. So there we go. What's that? Sorry, the Meat Hunters logo's kind of in the way of which one? Squirrely's face. I think that's it. We'll move that one out of the way for you next time, Yona. But yeah, and that is our community. A community trophy shots this time around. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome stuff, guys. And thank you very much for being part of the community too. I'm not sure what video is coming out tomorrow. We've got a couple up our sleeves now. There's one that I put together I'm pretty excited about, but I don't know if it's coming out tomorrow or not. So keep your eye out on the channel. It gets me fired up anyway. So there we go. All right, Charlie, shall we do this? Shall we roll some lucky winners?
Yeah, do it.
All right, let me see if this works. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you guys last chance. So, if you want to get in there's 24 eligible users that can win at the moment that I'm looking at here. ! CMS to get in. And there's 5 callers, so you've got a really good chance of winning here. Actually, a 1 in 5 chance, roughly. So terrible. It's time to leave. This will be the best odds you've had of winning anything, really. So there we go. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time just to get some more in, because I see we've got nearly 30 people in chat now. So who have we got in? Yeah, but there's a few. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here. So there we go. All right, I am going to roll the first one now. Let's see if this works. Fisher Plays. Congratulations, buddy, with your the first one. So please get hold of me on Discord if you can. Is Fisher Plays in chat? Actually, we need to see if he's in chat here. Yes, he is. Congratulations, Fisher. Do you know how to get in touch with me on Discord? You are here. I see you, buddy. Congratulations, man. I'm pretty
Congratulations.
Cool, dude. Get in touch with me. I'll get you a shipping details. All right? And next up, we have Jasper the Hunted. Jasper, are you in chat, bud? Drum roll, please. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, he was just up the top there. Yes, he is. Jasper, congratulations, buddy. A Geese call is all yours. Now, do you know how to get in touch with me on Discord, Jasper? I'm just to see, because otherwise the other way you can do it is find the email address on the YouTube channel and then send me an email through that as well, dude. So congratulations. We'll make sure that we get it out to you somehow. So the first stage is to get in touch with us somehow. And next up, we have Eat, Sleep, Fish On. Oh, you okay? But your name is okay. Awesome, bro. Add me as a friend, and then we'll talk that out. So we'll sort that out. Sorry. So Eat, Sleep, Fish On for the third caller is the man in chat. Are we going to have the first reroll? Charlie, I know that you have a YouTube channel as well. Can people go to them to learn how to use these?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, cool. So is it CMS calls on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. I'll put a link in the Discord as well so people can go, because you've got a lot of good tutorial videos on there, so people can learn how to use the calls as well.
And more will come.
There we go. That's good. So there we go. Eat, Sleep, Fish On is here. Buddy, do you know how to get in touch with me, or do we need to work out? Let me know. I'm gonna re-roll the next one. Congratulations, dude. So, oh, cool, awesome. Send me a friend request. So for the fourth Geese caller. Oh, there we go, Yorna. Congratulations, buddy. There we go. CMS calls is just put in chat there. So go head over there. Subscribe to him, guys, please, and show him some love there too. So, Yorna, congratulations, buddy. I hope he's in here still. He was just in here before. I know how to get in touch with Yorna, but rules are rules. Yeah, he's there. Time to call my uncle, I guess, to get some geese. No idea how to talk to you. Yorna's the guy I go whitetail hunting with in Finland, Charlie. So that's awesome. It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and the fifth and the lucky last, ladies and gentlemen, Dynamic Monsonia. I don't know how to say that. Congratulations, dude. Are you in chat? Yes, he is here. Great. We didn't have to re-roll anything today. Congratulations, mate. Do you know how to get in touch with me? Just got to make sure. And congratulations, and Charlie, thank you very much, dude, for that. That's awesome. Hopefully you've started some keen geese hunters too.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. Yeah, and guys, if you're having any issues, reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with Charlie's YouTube channel as well, and you should be able to learn all the tricks, and you guys will be annoying your family, sooner than later. What do you reckon, Charlie? Learning the drum kit or learning a geese call is more annoying?
I don't call them those ones.
That's awesome. Yes, you do. Cool, awesome, dynamic. That's fantastic. That is really cool. Well, that rounds out an hour and a half, Charlie. Just like that, man. I went super duper fast.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I did. I just looked down. It was like 9:30 already. That's pretty damn sweet. So good times. So, Charlie, have you got anything we missed, or you think we should cover, or?
No, not really. I'm going to release the duck calls this year.
Oh, you got some duck calls coming?
Yeah, I've made a bunch, but yeah, that's what I'm going to release this year. I have some here with me. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, that's all right. Give it a hot. Give him a quack, I should say. Oh, they sound really good.
Yeah, so that's the plan. That and Rear's Red Stag is planned for this year. I didn't got the time for last season. It was kind of busy with the COVID and everything going on with that.
Actually, guys, Charlie caught COVID and he said it wasn't fun. So don't go and catch it. Don't go and catch it. Yeah, lucky you're still here to talk, but some people are not that lucky. So yeah, that's good. Charlie, my man, thank you so much, dude. It has been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. It was a joy to talk to you all.
And I know we've tried this 2 years in a row. I have to come hunting with you, dude.
Yeah,
we need to do it.
That's the to-do list for this year.
When's the fox hunts?
Well, basically you can hunt fox all year, so it's when you have time.
We need to do that because, like I say, I want to get a fox pelt. So
yeah,
I think
we can fix that.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone in chat. You guys are fantastic. Yay for a successful podcast, and this is the quality we love to see here. So thank you very much, Charlie. I really appreciate you. CMS calls, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look down the link below. Go and show Charlie some love. And again, if you are someone that likes a custom call, he will make you a beautiful call that'll last your lifetime. Good for presents too. So Charlie, thank you very much, my man.
Thank you.
Catch you, everyone.